on. Um, People always trickle on to this one, but I want to get started because we're going to go over all of the products, all of the hair products. And so I made a post, and I don't know if you saw it, but pull up monateglobal.com. If you can have another screen up, and if you're on your phone and not driving, if you're on your phone, like leave Zoom, I don't care if I see your face or not, like go to the screen or go to your notes. I don't care. If you want to follow along in the order that we're going, go to monateglobal.com and then click products, the product tab at the top, and then hair. And we're going to follow that. And so it kind of jumps around because it's still in systems. But that's what we're going to follow, just so you guys know. And then if you have a computer, just pull up another tab and then get ready to take notes too. So I'm getting paper out to take notes. So let's get started. I'm very excited for this because we had a hair training with Mollie literally years ago at this point, and it needs an update because we have so many new products out. But then also, I just love Mollie, and you guys, she's fantastic. And so I'm very, very excited for this. Let me tell you a little bit about her though. She is from Texas. She's been with us since the beginning, like 4 years with us. And she's from Texas, and she is an award-winning hairstylist. And Amy, for some reason, it really does not matter, but for some reason the box has like stayed around you this entire time. So it's just recording you. So just so you know. Okay. So anyway, so Mollie's an award-winning stylist from Texas. She's incredible, and she uses Monat products in her salon, and she actually is an incredible wedding hairstylist too. So she's going to talk about some styling products too. So you guys, I'm going to hand it over to her, and then we're kind of going to bounce back and forth too throughout it.
Wait, did that fix it though? Mollie is pinned middle.
Maybe it will. Let's see. Yeah, it did actually.
Right.
Yeah. That was so weird. Okay.
Oh my gosh, such a nice introduction. Well, thank you. Okay, yay.
So, wait, can I add to it? Director and Cadillac earner, because that was also part of the introduction that I missed. Okay. Keep going.
Yeah, love the Cadillac. Just on my second one. So okay, yeah. So I just went to my website. So I went to like molliemorgan.mymonat.com. So y'all can go to your website, the Mollie one. I think it's all the same. But like Lindsay said, I'm just gonna kind of go over in that order. So if you're ever like walking a customer through your website, this is a really easy way to just kind of give them an overview. So just take little notes. So I'll start with Rejuvenique. That is basically our flagship product. That is incredible by itself, but it's also infused in all of our products, like most of the products. I think there's like two that in the kids line that it's not infused in, but in the past year, they came out with a light version of this, which is amazing. So the Rejuvenique you can use literally for anything pretty much. There is like a PF, what are they? A PDF somewhere in this Lace Squad where it's like 101 uses for Monat. But literally hair, skin, you can't go wrong. Nail cuticles, literally anything that needs moisture, anything that's dry, anything that needs nourishment. Rejuvenique is incredible for. So I, as a stylist, I add Rejuvenique in with my bleach when I'm putting bleach on any clients. And if you ever have a stylist inquire about the business, that is a huge selling point to tell them that in replacement of like the B3 or Olaplex, anything that's like a bond rebuilding thing, Rejuvenique does almost the same thing with none of the chemicals. So that's incredible. But I have literally put it on my hair when it's dry. If you want to even like amp up your everyday conditioner without going as full as like a mask, a good in between conditioner and a mask is just adding a couple drops of the Rejuvenique to your conditioner. So that is Rejuvenique. There's a regular version and the light version. Like I said, the light one is just, I mean, it's pretty much, it's the same formula. It's just a lot lighter. So I would recommend anyone that has fine hair or super, like that light, fluffy kind of hair. Does that make sense? I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Like super staticky almost. Sometimes if you put oil on there, it can be too heavy. So I'm spinning a little bit longer on Rejuvenate than I would the other products, just because this is so important to know. It's incredible and it's pretty much in everything. So I love it. That is Rejuve. And then Rejuva beads, that is, I don't even think that we talked about Rejuva beads when I did the first training. I don't think it was out yet, but this is incredible. It's a split in mender. And there's actually videos on this that are so cool. I should make a video myself. I don't know why I haven't actually made a video on this, but you can put a tiny dot of the Rejuva bead on a split end. If you like find a split end on your hair, and you can literally watch the split come back together. It's amazing. And that's a great, people love seeing before and afters. They love seeing like experiments. I know some of our most viral videos, just company wide, are like the dry shampoo with like the flame. And like, I'll talk about that once I get to the dry shampoo, but Rejuva beads is another experiment that like went viral for a while of literally it's repairing the split end. So people who are married to their length refuse to get haircuts, this is what they need. So if you have any customers that are like, I'm trying to grow my hair out, I would right off the bat, and I'll talk about what to recommend for them as far as shampoo and conditioner goes. But oh, can this be used every day? There seems to be a lot of discussion. So well, first of all, you shouldn't be washing your hair every day. And I mean, I can touch on that later, but it's safe to use every time you shampoo, considering you're shampooing once every 3 or 4 days, which is pretty average with our products, just since they're so, they do help kind of extend your time between washes. And that's another subject, like I said, and I'll get to that. But I would say as long as you're using it no more than twice a week, it's fine. Also, you're most likely using hot tools on your hair between your wash days. And so that's over time going to kind of like burn away. If that makes like when you're putting heat on your hair, you're basically like burning off the products that are on here over time. And so you will need to do that. So it's a split end mender, amazing. Recommend this 100% to any customers who are wanting to grow their hair out, or anyone also who has extensions. I personally have extensions, and I love selling this to extension customers because same thing, if you have extensions in your hair, it's obviously because you want to add length, and extensions aren't cheap. So you want to get the most life out of them as you can. My hair is actually pretty short. Like Lindsay knows me, like this is actually shorter than it normally is for me. And it's just because these extensions are so old. They're probably like 2 years old, and I've been cutting over time, but I've gotten normal extension life is like 6 months to a year. And because of Rejuva beads, I've pretty much extended the life of my extensions, if that makes sense. So moving on. So
Wait,
advanced.
can you talk about how like extensions don't get oil to them, and like because
Yeah. Okay. So controversial like question. I feel like everyone's like, what do you recommend for someone with extensions? It's not going to really change what you would recommend to someone who doesn't have extensions, because all of our products are extension safe. So that's really important to know. There is not one product that's not extension safe. That being said, they do all have Rejuvenate oil in them. And a lot of extensions, depending on the type, are okay, so for tape and extensions, for example, you're using glue. Well, it's a hair glue, but if the way to remove the glue is with oil, so you can use the products all over your hair, but avoid putting them on the root. So that's what I tell everyone who has extensions. Yes, these products are, not only are they extension safe, they're highly recommended for extensions. They're going to really nourish them, make them strong, last longer, but you just definitely avoid that root area because of how nourishing they are. It could soften that glue away. So I hope that answered the question. So advanced hydrating collection, I have like little notes all over everything. Cause I want to make sure. So on it, like a lot of people are like, what is the most light shampoo we have? And then what's like the most hydrating? I mean, I can tell you what the most light shampoo is, but the most hydrating, it's kind of complex because what I'm going to recommend to someone who has like super, super dry hair is very different than what I'm going to recommend to someone who has super, super damaged hair. So, or really, really frizzy hair. So these are all very different. The advanced hydrating is great for someone like me. Like I can relate to this right now. My hair is pretty healthy, but it's on like the drier side. It's not frizzy. I never get frizz, and I don't have curl, so I don't really need any smoothing as far as like getting like a curl pattern to like smooth down, or like I just need a little bit of extra hydration in there. And so that's amazing for that. So this is the advanced hydrating is going to give you the most hydration. It's not going to give you the most repair, if that makes sense. So if someone's hair is healthy, but it's just really dry, this is what you would recommend to them. And that's both for the shampoo and conditioner. Again, like, but these actually have a lot of Rejuvenique in them. So this has more Rejuvenique than our Renew shampoo and all of that. So great. Okay, actually a person that I would give an example to for this is Greta. When her hair, like you've probably all seen Greta's hair, like natural, it's pretty like wild and like frizzy, or not really frizzy, it's just kind of like staticky looking, but it's not necessarily curly, and it's not damaged, it's just really dry. Okay. So volume system, this is my favorite system. I love it so much. So I guess in Texas, we have a lot. People are like, what gives the most volume? I'm like, I got you. This line gives you that like big time. If you have anyone who has healthy hair overall. Well, okay. Also, this is a great just like system to recommend to someone who just, they don't really have a problem with their hair. Like their hair would just be like combination. Oh wait, I'm trying to read this. Oh no, Angela said she's missing some of this to internet issues. Well, don't worry, if you miss anything, it is recorded. Lindsay, you're still muted. I can see you're like talking, but it's,
I just was like, it's recorded. We're good.
oh, okay.
You're good.
Okay, so yeah, if someone has just like healthy hair, this is also what I typically recommend for someone who has virgin hair, meaning it's like never been colored before. I recommend this a lot of times to like my teenagers, or not necessarily teenagers, but like young, so maybe like 19 to 22, because typically like they're done like going through puberty where your hair needs like it has all that excess oil. This is just good where it's still like in the healthy state. It hasn't really been like tainted with all this color. I hope that makes sense. But it also, so that's great for like the average healthy head of hair, no major issues. Oh my gosh, my son is screaming for me. Hold on, I'm gonna mute myself and like tell him, hold on. Okay, I'm back. I just had to scream at my kid. I was like, do not make a sound when I'm on this Zoom. Anyways, so, but yes, gives you a ton of volume. If your hair, like, if you are someone who likes to like have your hair big, yeah, from mom life for real. Like big volume. If you know anyone who says, oh, like I typically, when I have a customer, I'll say like, okay, describe your hair. How do you like to style it? What do you like to do? And I want to know like the breakdown of what they're using, shampoo, conditioner, styling wise, but also how they're styling it. And a lot of times when people say, oh, I always just like curl it and then like tease it, that is a keyword you need to list. If someone teases their hair, recommend some of the volume. It's even like the root lifting spray or our new volumizing and lifting spray. Like if they are teasers, this is great. I also always, as a bridal stylist, I always recommend that. And most of my clients, like when I do a bridal trial run with them, I will give them samples of the volume line. And again, like, please like tell your stylist this, or like any stylist that you may have on your team or you're talking to. I give them samples of the volume line and I have them use that the night before their wedding, or the night before their like trial or rehearsal, so that they have the most volume in their hair, because on a day like your wedding, you're going to want volume, and this like actually does it. It's amazing. Okay, so that's the shampoo and conditioner. Amazing. The revitalized conditioner, beside like This one I wouldn't say is like volumizing. It's just a good light conditioner. The shampoo is what's going to give you volume at the crown. Like that's what's going to give you that lift. That's a good light conditioner that's not going to weigh your hair down. So that's definitely our lightest conditioner that we have. So this is great for anyone who has really fine hair, thin hair. That's what you want to recommend. And it's also good across the board. Like it's good for really, I mean, I use it. I have pretty thick hair. On days where it's feeling a little bit drier, sometimes I'll add another, like, okay, I add a few drops of the Rejuvenate to it, but that is a great conditioner really to recommend to everyone when you're in doubt. But I would also say on days when you want that a little extra conditioning, either go with a mask or the oil to add to it.
I want to add one thing because
Yeah.
it's one of the first like random things I learned in this, and it was from Julie Stevens, and it was like one of the things they learned at the beginning because we had like 4 products. The volume conditioner like plumps the strand's diameter. So
Okay,
it's like,
yes, that's a good thing to, okay, was it Julie who did the dots candy comparison?
oh,
Do
I
you know?
don't know if I saw that.
Okay, so yeah,
Amy saw it. She said, yeah.
so okay, yeah. So like whenever you were a kid, there were like those, I don't even think they make them anymore, but they were like the candy dots and they were on the sheets, like the long, like skinny sheets, all the dots. So when they came in the package, like you can see they were like lined up like back to back and there was like a little space between them. So that is like an example of like the sheet that the dots are on, that is your hair. And the dots in between that are separating those sheets, that is basically what this product is doing. It's just like adding like more diameter to the strand a little bit without weighing it down. It's just like thickening it. So your hair overall looks like there's more. I'm glad that you brought that up, Lindsay, because yes, it does plump it. It's amazing. I love this line. And so the Reshape Root Lifter, pretty much what it says, it gives you super good lift up here. Use it sparingly because it kind of has a weird, I mean, I love it and I use it personally every time I wash my hair, but if you spray it too close to the head, it's like heavy. So you want to like kind of definitely get it like 8 to 10 inches away from your head and just mist like 3 rows. Like, does that make sense? Like kind of like where your pot, like I do like,
It's like a weird texture to it because I use it because my hair
yeah,
is curly, so I put it here. But if you put it too close, it kind of feels stiff.
it's like a sticky texture if used incorrectly. When it's used correctly, it really is amazing and it does maximize the volume that you have at the crown. It is amazing, but definitely use, oh wait, yeah. What did she say, Lindsay? Oh.
I was just going to say the new volume and lift. I don't want to keep interrupting you, but the new volume and lift one is a marriage between root lifter and thickening spray. And then they killed thickening spray like 3 weeks ago. So makes sense why they came out with that.
Yeah.
So they are different. And the root lifter is staying, just so you guys know.
I loved the thickening spray. I was like I remember when it was an Only For You product, I was like obsessed with it. Jack, go away. I can hear him knocking at the door. Hold on.
So these are all broken down into systems on the website, just like I like how it's flowing in that sense. But just so you guys know, like we used to have systems at the very beginning and there were packages. So that's why it says systems. But we don't have the systems anymore because we came out with Purchase Plus. Now she's hiding in the bathroom or something. She looks like she's on the run.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Don't be sorry. It's real life.
Oh
I think
okay.
Most people on here can relate to you, so you're fine.
Okay, good. Yay, awesome. Okay, so that's the root lifter. It's gonna give you good lift. It's not really gonna give you much thickness. That's what kind of bringing back to like what Lindsay said, like the other one is gonna give you kind of both. It'll do almost sort of what the conditioner does by like plumping the strand. But that's a great, well, I'll tell you more about that later, but like that one the one that we just came out with would be a great one to tell someone who's using a different conditioner, because you can get a similar result with the revitalized conditioner, but if you can mix and match, and you can mix and match between any of these lines, but the root lifter is just going to give you lift. It's not going to give you any like fullness, which I like because I don't need any extra fullness down here. I just like want the lift. So a side note, if you have anyone with curly hair too, this can also be, you don't have to like blow dry that. Like I love when I have some curly clients who they love mixing the root lifting spray with the curl cream because they get that like lift even by air drying, just kind of like working your fingers in there. And so that's kind of how you would do it. Like the proper way to use the root lifter, I don't know why I did quotations. The proper way to use it is to either blow it out with a round brush so that you can like get that hold, or kind of like let your hair air dry, but I would flip your head over and just kind of like work, like almost give yourself like a scalp massage, like do that for like 5 minutes and just kind of keep like flipping your head over. And then it's basically that lift is going to like stay up, if that makes sense. Messed my hair up. Okay, now the hydration system. This system is what sold me to become a market partner 4.5 years ago. Like I got samples of this and I was like, I'm done. I don't want to use anything else but this. And I loved it. And this is all I used for like a year. And then after a while, I was like, okay, my hair is so hydrated, I can switch now. So the Renew shampoo is like, it is, Lindsay, isn't that like the oldest shampoo that we've had? That was our first shampoo we came out with.
Yeah, I feel like Renew, Revive, and Black. I don't know how they came out in what order, but
Yeah. So Renew is very hydrating, nourishing. It's just going to basically give your hair a ton of like shine and vibrancy and like vitality. So like, I mean, as your hair starts to age, it becomes more brittle. It's prone to breakage. It can change like hormonally, obviously, and all of these products combat that. But Renew is kind of like the best, like all across the board. It's going to give you like intense hydration, but it's not like the intense hydration line. No, it's not going to give you quite that much, but this also is like good just for anti-aging in general. So this has like multiple uses. I would recommend this to anyone who's complaining that their hair is changing, like anyone going through like postpartum hair loss. Like I feel like beyond just giving good hydration, this is like almost brings you back to basics. It's like this kind of is like the one size fits all shampoo. It has a lot of uses. So anyone who's going through any sort of hair change, I always recommend Renew too, because it has never done anyone wrong. Like no one complains about it. I love it. Well, no one complains about anything, but like, especially this. So that's amazing. And then the Restore Leave-In Conditioner. Hold on. I made a note. I forgot. Maybe I didn't. Oh, okay. Yeah. So the leave-in, it says to put it on damp hair. You can put it on dry hair too. Just use like a tiny little bit. It is going to increase the overall like strength of your hair. And this is like anyone with curls or any texture in their hair, I recommend like the leave-in is just, oh yeah. Chelsea just said I mix it with oil and put on my hands every day. Yeah, I do too, pretty much. I put this on all of my clients, but if you have curly hair or any sort of like texture, absolutely you need this. It's going to give you that extra conditioning all day long. It's pretty much like I was going to say, it's like wearing lotion. It's like getting out of the shower and putting like lotion on your body. Like you just wash your body, you're clean, you're good. But like that lotion is like what you need to really, it's like lotion for your hair. So that's the best analogy, I guess you could say. Okay, so Replenish mask. This is like our OG mask. This was the first mask we came out with. It is amazing. This has Rejuvenique in it. I'm like, what was I gonna say? This has a lot of Rejuvenique in it too, but this also has like properties in it that are basically going to like rebuild the bond of your hair if it's like shot. So like any sort of extreme chemical treatment, just heat, wear and tear, it does wear and tear on your hair. Replenish is like I mean, the second you put replenish on your hair, it's like the feeling of getting like a fresh oil change and a car wash the same day. It's like you didn't realize that you like weren't going through life smoothly until you use this and you're like, wow, this is like way better. I actually didn't know. So love replenish. This should not be used too frequently though. That's a good thing to know. And a lot of people, whenever they order like a system, especially like new customers, they'll just order the hydration system. You have to add a conditioner to this. So the leave-in conditioner, I mean, it like works, but it's not a conditioner that it's not something you would use in the shower. So anytime you're selling someone the hydration system, definitely want to add a conditioner on the side. But the mask, so you should shampoo and then use the mask and then use the conditioner after. So replenish mask is amazing. It's going to like really, really hydrate, nourish, repair all of your hair, like rebuild the bond, like get it strong. But once you do that, you need to like seal the cuticle down. So whenever you shampoo your hair, you are basically, it is like, imagine like if you pull like a Christmas tree branch off. What are they like you know what I'm talking about? Like all the little bristle things on a Christmas tree. Don't know, I guess a branch. So if you pulled one out and you like rubbed it on your hands, I mean, it would all be like breaking apart and like messed up. Because naturally they're going down. Like if like, does that make any sense? So that your hair is the same way and that like the cuticle grows almost like a Christmas tree. Like it's all down. So when you shampoo it, it doesn't matter this line or not, like across the board, if you're shampooing your hair, you are like disrupting that. You're like, it's friction. So it's kind of opening up that cuticle. That's the purpose of putting conditioner on. It shuts the cuticle or like seals it. You're good. But the step that you can add between the shampoo and the conditioner is what's going to like really repair your hair. So before you seal that cuticle down, you want to add a mask. I would do once a week, like once every third wash, maybe is what I recommend. That is going to do incredible things for your hair. And then you seal it with that conditioner. If you don't use a conditioner after, you're essentially washing off all of that. Like it's not really going to stick in your hair. You'll still get a little bit. I mean, it'll stay a little bit, but it's not, you won't have the longevity that you would have if you finish with the conditioner. And that's all of our masks. Okay. Moving on to the Magnify system. So we already talked about those two products. So that's Revitalize conditioner and Renew shampoo. And then okay, so effortless styling. Oh, I love this one too. So the smoothing shampoo and the smoothing deep conditioner are what come in this line. Smoothing is not to be confused with hydrating or repairing. It's not I mean, it is going to do a little bit of that over time just because our products are so high quality, but that's not its purpose. The purpose of the smoothing shampoo and smoothing deep conditioner is to completely can take control over hair that's frizz prone, that's like super prone to like flyaways and like little static. Anyone who like straightens their hair religiously, like if you have curly hair naturally and like they just do not like to wear their hair curly, they want it straight, that is a great product for them. But this is someone like who has extreme frizz, extreme static, anything where their cuticle is just like open up and it's not necessarily damaged, it's just naturally like that. This is what you're going to want to recommend. And I love this product too, or both of these, the smoothing shampoo and the smoothing deep conditioner, for people that air dry their hair. If they don't have curly hair, if you like, yeah, I'll like talk about curls later, but if you are just someone who likes to air dry your hair, these are great products for that as well. And then this also comes with our blowout cream. I cannot tell it. This is the one product I, as a stylist, use on everyone. It doesn't matter how fine, how thick, how textured, how short or long your hair is. Blowout cream is incredible. For my son is like screaming again in the background for multiple reasons. Okay, so the first thing that I say, I don't know why this is, but the blowout cream cuts dry time down significantly. For me as a stylist, I don't know why. I think it's because Actually, I don't know. I don't know why it does, but it does cut your dry time a little bit. And it's basically like, I say this is almost like a makeup primer for your hair. This is going to extend the style no matter what you do. So I always put blowout cream on first before I put anything else on. I will add other styling products on as I go, but blowout cream is essentially hair primer. But I want to say, if you are using Rejuva beads, that's the only product that should go on naked hair with no other products on first. So if you are using Rejuva beads, put that on first. Wait 60 seconds, not long, then you can add anything else. But blowout cream, amazing. A lot of people think like, I guess if you put blowout cream on, it's just going to make your hair look like you have a blowout, maybe. Like, that's not the case. Like, if you have to obviously blow out your hair with a round brush if you're going to get that look, but this is going to help you achieve that so easily. It's going to maintain the style, and whatever direction you choose to go with your styling that day, you'll be good, because it does that. It also has heat protectant in it up to 400 degrees. Side note, it's not like a heat protectant, but it does protect against heat. Okay, so the next thing, the classic confidence system. And I'm sure you'll know this, but all of these products can be bought individually. You don't have to get this system, but like, so like this, in this system, it's the black shampoo and the IRT spray. Obviously you can buy those separately too, but this system specifically is incredible for someone whose hair is thinning, like thinning, balding. I'm going to say balding is the key word. Like, thinning is one thing. Like, if they're like balding, like their hair is shedding from the root, it's not just like breaking at the ends, like it is not growing. If and obviously we can't make medical claims, so you have to be careful about the way you market this, but I do have alopecia. I always have. So I have like 3 spots in my hair where it's literally like sizes this big of straight bald. And I'm not religious about using this, but every time I do, hair grows back, because I'm like, I have so many extensions, you can't even see them. But if that was in a spot where you could really see, I would be using it all the time. So the black shampoo is the most concentrated amounts of the, I think it's procataline and cortisorb. Those are, or no, it's Capixyl. Capixyl is the one that is the property that promotes new hair growth. So I'm a scientist, obviously. I'm just kidding. Wow. I feel really smart when I throw those words out, but really it does Capixyl this work. So black shampoo combined with the intense repair spray, that is the most concentrated product that has the hair regrowth properties. All of our products do promote healthy hair growth, meaning they are going to like stimulate the scalp to get a clean, healthy follicle to get hair regrowing. But this IRT spray is going to actually like get that going. And basically it's like 3 times the concentration. So, you will see like healthy hair growth with all of our products, but if you want to speed that up, the IRT spray is going to do that in 1/3 of the time that everything else would. That's also something that you can add into any routine that you're doing. You don't have to use the black shampoo, but that's great for someone who like all men, and then anyone with like pixie cuts, like anyone with like super short hair where they don't really, because I don't know how to say that. Like, the black shampoo is amazing for like getting a good, clean, healthy scalp, but that's its main focus. So it's not necessarily it's not gonna make your hair dry, but it's not gonna add hydration. It's not gonna make it like, does that make sense? So like its main focus is like scalp health. So if anyone has scalp issues, this is also a great shampoo. Write this down for anyone with dandruff. Oh my God. Everyone asks like, what do you do for dandruff, especially with kids? I mean, you have to be careful with kids. Like, I mean, I would recommend the kids line, obviously, but if you don't, your child's at the age where you don't have to worry about the product being tear free or not, I would go with this. So like really like maybe like 9 and up, I would, if they have dandruff, that's what you want. Or also any sort of what's the word? It's like eczema. If they have eczema on their scalp, that's another like amazing product. So, and that's common. A lot of people have eczema. Definitely, yeah, that's the one. Okay, so this treatment spray, I mean, I talked about that enough. I think it's just going to help kind of stimulate the scalp, get that hair regrowing, even if it hasn't grown in years. Yeah, teen hormones are gross. Amen. That is true. Okay, so the junior line is so cute. I love the new packaging. If y'all have seen the old packaging versus now, it's so much cuter. It's just easier to hold. These are amazing. These products don't have Rejuvenique in them, but they're very gentle, hypoallergenic, tear-free. They're still gluten-free, paraben-free, sulfate-free. They're like the healthiest thing. I mean, this is like giving your child like organic non-GMO food for their hair. It's amazing. But I don't like, my kid is eating like Cheetos right now, but it's fine. His hair is healthy. It's okay. So the junior detangler is also amazing. We have a detangler, the unknot detangler. The difference between the gentle junior detangler and the unknot is the unknot detangler is targeted for adults only because it's added with color protection and UV protection. This doesn't have that, but it is a great just general kids detangler. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to speed up. I feel like I'm taking so long. Okay, so now the Super Nourish Oil Cream Duo. Basically, anyone with textured hair, this is what you need, like right off the bat. You can add other lines, like if you have like super textured hair, but it's also like really damaged. I mean, you can add like a mask, like there's other products you can add, but pretty much anyone textured hair, this is what you need. And not necessarily curly, but like ethnic texture. This is the most hydrating product that we have. I actually love this on my hair like once a month. It is super hydrating, but if my hair, like in the summer, okay, for like, if I go to like the beach in the summer and it's like super like salt water and stuff, I like this to kind of like calm it down, but otherwise it would be too heavy for my hair or anyone's hair unless it's super textured. Will it weigh it down? Absolutely it will. If they're fine or thin, yes, it will weigh it down unless it's still naturally textured, if that makes sense. So if they're like, I mean, if they have super textured hair that's like thinning, this is still going to be what I would recommend to them. I would just add maybe the volume spray if they want more volume. Or actually the new one that we just came out. Why can't I think of the name? Like the lift and volume.
Because it's just simple. It's volume and lift. Like
Okay,
that's literally what it's called.
I'm like,
everything else is confusing. It's just called volume and lift.
You're like, that's literally what it's called. You just said it. Okay, so yeah, that would be a great product to add fullness. But as far as like actually controlling the texture of the hair, making it softer, smoother, healthier, and enhance without weighing the curl pattern down, that's important. Because if you have curly hair, you don't want it to weigh it down. This isn't going to weigh it down. It's going to help enhance the curl pattern, but it would weigh it down if you didn't have a really tight curl pattern, if that makes sense. So that's that duo. Now we are to restructuring. I just hit my printer. Okay, literally, Lindsay, Amy, Chelsea, I think like the OGs that know, they have seen me platinum blonde, black, brown, every shade of blonde, every shade of red. Like I've been every hair color. This has saved me from my hair falling out. So I'm telling you, when your hair, okay, write down chemical damage. Like that's basically what this is. This is not necessarily any sort of other dryness. This is straight up like chemical damage. If you have over processed hair, you need this in your life or your hair will fall out. I'll tell you as a stylist, you would think I've learned my lesson as a stylist. No, I keep doing it because I'm like, I can mend it with this. It's okay. This is literally like, it's just amazing. I'm obsessed. So the restructuring, I'm like, what is this? I'm blind. I forgot the terminology. Yeah. The restructuring pre-wash is basically, this is, yeah, confusing. So there's a pre-wash conditioner and then there's a shampoo. So remember when I said that when you shampoo your hair, you're basically opening up that cuticle and it's like opening, and then you're putting like conditioner on, it's going to seal it. This is going to prevent that from happening. So when you use the restructuring pre-wash conditioner, you're going to put that on before you shampoo. That is going to prevent any friction or like further damage that's going to happen to your hair during washing. So this is absolutely a necessity post coloring if you're going lighter. When you go lighter, you're lifting your hair, you're not like you're lifting color out, you're not depositing it. So when you lift it, your cuticles are opening and they're basically like damaging, and it's just a bad situation. So anytime you color your hair, you want to calm that down and rebuild that protein in your hair. That's what that's going to do. So it's not going to add any more friction. It's going to be able, it'll allow you to shampoo your hair and get it clean without stripping the cuticle even more than it's already been stripped from the chemicals. Does that make sense? That was like a long fragment sentence.
That is the best explanation I have ever gotten on that system. That's so
Oh.
good. But whenever someone comes to you asking for keratin or or they use keratin, is it how you say it? Keratin treatments?
Yeah. Well,
that's
first,
where you would go, right?
Yeah, I would. So someone who already has a keratin treatment, they can use any of our products. Okay, let me back up. If you have someone who has a keratin treatment, our products are great for them. Any of the lines, they're great. Keratin treatments are going to keep your hair smooth and keep the frizz out. All of our products, obviously, it takes about 2 weeks to acclimate, because if you do have any residue or toxins in your hair, it's gonna detox that out a little bit. I know that's like, I hate, people are weird about that, but it's like so good for the hair. That's only if you have anything bad in your hair that's sitting in there. So if you have a keratin treatment, like if you just got one, I wouldn't recommend that you start using Monate right now. I would use it about a week or 2 before your keratin treatment. Does that make sense?
Oh, so it doesn't replace it, it like complements it.
All of our lines will complement it.
Okay. Okay.
But yes, but what you're saying, so there's 2 points to that. So I wanted to say, like, side note, if you are going to get a keratin, but you've never used our products before, wait until you've been using them for about 2 weeks. Then it'll maximize your results. Like, it will enhance your keratin. It'll extend the life of your keratin. It's amazing. But if you want keratin treatment like products without getting a keratin treatment, this would be the line for you, hands down, because it is going to do the most repairing, smoothing. This is like repair. This is like the general surgeon at the hospital. All of our products are the nurses and the doctors. This is like the top dog who can do it all. I love it. It really does like the best repair. But seriously, everyone should have this in their arsenal, because if you if you color your hair at all. So I would use this every time for about 2 weeks after you color your hair. Then I would switch to something more regular. This isn't necessarily something that you need this should not be like, it's not going to harm you if you use it on a regular basis, but you don't need to be using this on a regular basis, if that makes sense. Okay, so then the mask, it just like goes hand in hand. Like I said, you would use this in between. Well, actually, with this line, you would use it after the shampoo, because that cuticle is not open because you used the pre-wash. So you would do pre-wash, then the shampoo, and then the mask. This mask it's similar to Replenish, but it's like Replenish on steroids. It does a lot of more repairing rather than just smoothing. Okay, and now we are to the Intense Repair shampoo and Intense Repair conditioner. The Intense Repair, okay, so in the classic Confidence system, this is like, it's the black shampoo and the Intense Repair spray. That one is awesome. The Intense Repair shampoo is going to give you a little bit of it's going to kind of expedite the growth process as well, as the spray. So if you are like, okay, how do I word this? So like, and it's so controversial to say like, this one's for men, this one's for women these days. I feel like people are like, oh my God, what? No. But like the black shampoo technically is like a men's shampoo because it's for shorter hair that's like typically shorter. So like I said, it's not going to do a whole lot of other stuff besides scalp care. The Intense Repair shampoo is going to do the same thing, but it's going to kind of like take care of your hair more as well. So if you are trying to regrow any hair that's been like thinning or balding, this would be the shampoo for you for like longer hair. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And then the conditioner, same thing. And like, so I said the Revitalize is like the lightest shampoo that we have. This would be like the second in line. So this does give you actually more hydration than the Revitalize does. But it is still very light. So it's not going to weigh it down. And typically people who are thinning don't want anything to weigh down on their hair. So this is really good. And like the spray, this has 3 times the amount of capixyl, which is the it's the thing
It's our
that
hair growth ingredient.
yes, okay, thank you. I'm like, please someone unmute yourself and like interject here. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so then the color locking and protective spray. This is basically like it's sunscreen for your hair. This is UV protection and color lock. It will help lock in your color. So absolutely, hands down, if you are a swimmer, you need this. Any blondes who love to like go swimming in the summer and their hair turns green, that will completely prevent that. Back in the day, like when I was blonde and I would go out, I would slather my hair with conditioner before, which is not cute. I would look like Slick Rick at the pool because I didn't want it to like turn green. This does that without looking crazy. It's very light spray, but it gives you amazing UV protection. And people really don't understand how bad UV rays are for your hair. Like, yes, they're bad for your skin, they're bad for your eyes, your hair too. Like it can be healthy. And then if you just spend a consecutive week in the sun, you will come back with super dry, brittle hair. So this is going to prevent that. This is like insurance for your color too. Anyone who has especially y'all note this. If you have someone who says like, oh, my toner fades out so fast, this is going to prevent your toner from fading. So as a stylist, I always recommend this. I mean, I dye my hair darker, so I love the color locking and that it prevents it from fading, but it also for blondes, especially, they blow through toners. Like I feel like every blonde complains about their toner fading. This will prevent that without like using purple shampoo too. Okay, so now we're to the Restyle Instant Sculpting Taffy. The taffy is incredible. People don't really know how to use it. This is what I recommend for anyone with a pixie cut, anyone with like short hair that they kind of want to like style like pieces. So if you have someone with a pixie, say like, what products do you recommend for me? Hands down, tell them the taffy. Love it. I also love it for a light hold without that hairspray feel. So me personally, I used to always mix a dollop of the taffy with a couple drops of Rejuvenique, and I would literally just like after I curl my hair, I would just kind of like run it through everywhere. It's gonna give you like a light hold without keeping it in shape. Like it prevents it from like getting frizzy. It keeps like the curl pattern, but it's not necessarily going to give you like hold, if that makes sense. So it's going to help tame your hair, but it's amazing for like defining little pieces. Oh, also as a bridal stylist, And so like anyone with updos, this is what I tell them. If they're like, oh my gosh, what do I do about these little baby hair? Like anyone who, this is a common thing, like people like, I just have all these little baby hairs on my hairline. I hate them. You're going to hear that a lot. The taffy is amazing. Literally pinky amount, like pinky dot. And you just like run your fingers over it. It holds it in place. It's amazing. And actually I did a TikTok video, on like changing your hair from a side part to a middle part. And I use the taffy to style with. So like if you have anyone with like basically to keep like my bangs or like my face framing back. So if you have like bangs that kind of like fall down in your face to like side bangs or any like little like wispy pieces, the taffy is great for keeping them out of your face without like being a hold, if that makes sense. And now the super moisture mask, this is similar to our advanced hydration. It's not necessarily going to give you repair like the replenish mask would, but this is a great mask for just adding moisture to the hair. I mean, it's a lighter mask. So it's an alternative to replenish if that's too heavy for you. If you have anyone who has really fine hair, but it's dry, I always recommend having this in their shower. Because it's going to give you that. Oh my gosh, now I hear my cat. I have so many creatures here that need me. Okay, yeah, so that's a good light mask. And so now Tousle Texture Mist. This is going to give you beach hair. That's like pretty much the only, like write that down if you want that like beachy texture, ocean hair. Like a lot of people ask if we have salt spray. We don't have salt spray. We have the Tousle Texturizing Mist. It's like the same thing. Oh my God, Lindsay said it is not a mist. Okay, with how many amazing products we've come out with over the years, Francis, it's a squirt. Yeah, you would think that they would have changed the name of this by now. It's not a mist. It comes out in a stream. So spray it in your hand and then scrunch it into your hair. Okay, I'm gonna like literally get like hated for using this comparison because it is nothing like this, but it almost reminds me of like the back in the day in middle school, I would use Aussie. Like Aussie is so disgusting for your hair, but like I would put it in, that was like a scrunch. I think it was called their scrunch spray. And I loved the way that looked. This is like a way more hydrating, healthy, protecting version of that, if that makes sense to anyone. If you are
Whenever this one popped up, I was like, didn't that get canceled? And then I was like, no, they haven't had any of the other canceled products on there. And then someone else just confirmed it's canceled. So that's not even a product anymore. Yeah.
What?
I'm pretty sure, because
I
that was
did
my
not.
first thought. And then someone else said that too. Nina said it.
Okay, guess we have to go back to Aussie. I'm just kidding. Don't do it. Okay, no, there's alternatives. You can get that with our texture spray, which we're about to talk about too. Okay, so lash and brow enhancing serum. This is almost like the IRT spray for your lashes or your eyebrows. It's not the IRT spray, like it's not as concentrated, but it does the same thing. It's going to promote growth. It's going to basically like super light. You're not going to have any of the side effects. It's like comparable to Lash Boost from Rodent and Fields or Latisse without the chemicals. It's still naturally based. There's no side effects. I am the clumsiest person you'll ever meet. And I like, of course, like the first time I put that on, and I have big lashes on right now, but like without the lashes, my lashes still look really good because I use this. And I slipped and like jabbed my eye, and I was like looking in the mirror waiting for it to get red, and it like never got red because there's no chemicals in it. So that's amazing. If you have sensitive eyes, this is for you, and you can put it on your lashes or your brows. That's also a great like gift. So like anytime, I always ask people like when they're doing their flagship, I'm like, do you have any like friends like coming, like birthdays coming up or anything? Like because I mean, it's kind of not normal to like gift shampoo and conditioner to like a friend or family member. I mean, I do it but like I always say like it's such a cute thing to throw in, you know, as a gift, like because everyone loves pretty lashes. Okay, so the purifying vinegar shampoo, this is basically a clarifying shampoo. This is going to get your scalp super squeaky clean without stripping it like a traditional clarifying shampoo does. I don't know what I just heard a loud crash, but I think everything's fine. So this is gonna get you super clean, healthy, like, but still remove all the buildup. And then the scalp purifying scrub, Lindsay and I were just talking about this earlier. I haven't actually used it because I think I have a head full of extensions. So I'm never like really doing anything on my scalp. So I'm gonna let Lindsay talk about this really quick.
Yeah, the scalp scrub is like there's sugar in it, and I was just picturing it just being like this, like, you know, when you use the berry scrub and you're like scrubbing and like eventually it's just the seeds and you're like, okay, like that's what I was picturing, but it like turns into a lather and just gets like creamy lather, but you feel that you're doing a difference. And I've tried it. So you follow it up with the shampoo, the vinegar shampoo, but I've tried the mask independently and the shampoo independently. And you guys, I want to say that the shampoo itself could be like the new black. Like how Amy washes her hair to like she washes her hair first with black to have like a fresh, oil-free couple of days. I think this can happen because I used the purifying shampoo last night and then followed it with advanced hydration. And like, I don't ever really get that oily, but like literally I just feel so like, I can't even explain it. So, and then Greta was saying the other day that the shampoo is light enough to be for anybody. So that's kind of cool too. It's like a general one too. So yeah, I really like that. But Molly, I feel like, oh, you're muted now.
Okay, hi, I'm back. Okay, sorry. I just like realized what time it was. I feel like I'm talking so slow. I'm gonna speed it up. I'm so sorry. Okay, so
no, I feel like, do you want to, I feel like because we're going into the styling products next and you already did the detangler that's next. Do you want to like
I'll
stop because it's been an hour? The next are styling products. We could either have you as a guest in the future or and you could just do styling products.
I can like do a quick run over of the styling products if y'all are okay with it. So
oh yeah, I was just worried about Jack, so you do whatever works for you.
Like Jack's fine. I told him emergency, you can come get me. Okay, so Studio One products, these are amazing. As a stylist, I was like so thrilled when these came out just because the packaging is so beautiful. And also these like literally I use on everyone. I like, okay, I'm gonna start in order. Okay, I was gonna talk about, let me get on track. Okay, so the Frizz Fix Smoothing Hair Primer. Okay, so yes, this has like the word primer in it, but I still choose Glow Out Cream as a primer personally, as like a general one. But if you have frizz in your hair, this is almost like this is basically, it's similar to the Blowout Cream, but mega frizz control. Even if you don't have a lot of frizz, this just gets your hair like that glassy smooth, like almost like the Kim Kardashian, I don't know why I couldn't say, like Kim K glassy smooth hair, if you know what I'm talking about. Like sometimes her hair just looks like literally like you could like see your reflection in it. And when I used this for the first time, that is the same result that I got. So incredible for smoothing and frizz. And then the Champ conditioning dry shampoo, cannot speak highly enough about this. This does not have powder in it. It has talc, so it's not going to leave white residue in your hair.
It doesn't have talc, it has rice powder.
Oh, okay, that's what I meant to say. Sorry, it doesn't have talc, it has rice powder. Don't know what I'm saying, that's what I meant. So it's way better for your hair. Also, talc is not good for your hair, typically. So, and what I was saying about the experiments, this one is not, it's crazy. If you spray like this over flame, it's gonna like put the flame out. It's not gonna do anything. But every other dry shampoo out there, it's super flammable, and it like terrifies me to go by like a campfire if I have dry shampoo on my head, because I don't want to know what's gonna happen. But very flammable normally. I just love this dry shampoo. It's great. It makes your hair smell good. It's awesome. Actually cleans your hair. I have gone questionable lengths of time between washes because of this. But a trick that I tell all my customers that use this is to do it at night and then put your hair in a high ponytail. You're gonna definitely, it's gonna have the most time to absorb into your hair. It'll have a good like 6 to 8 hours, like the duration of your sleep. And whenever you wake up, it's literally like you just washed your hair. It's actually clean. Okay, so now the 2 hairsprays, there's Refinish Control and Strong Flexi Hold. So these are basically this. Okay, I personally am like life hack for y'all, I guess. They're similar in that the Stronghold, if you're someone who doesn't like a lot of hairspray, you can still just buy the Stronghold and almost like use it longer, because it's just like a stronger version, a more a more concentrated, stronger version of the typical like Refinish. The Refinish is a very light hairspray, so it's very buildable, brushable. You can spray it on your hair like when it's like curled or straight, and it's just going to kind of like keep the style without it being that stiff, like hold. It's just going to maintain the style, if that makes sense. Very touchable, very brushable. The Strong Flexi Hold is going to be doing the same thing. It's just stronger. Like it says, this is going to be better for like, if you like curled your hair that day or whatever. But like I said, you can just use way less of that and it will still be very brushable, because both of them are brushable and light. But I personally, because of how much hairspray I blow through just in the wedding industry, I only buy the Strong Flexi Hold because I get the most use out of it, because you can use it from far away and it's like a very light mist. It's amazing. I love this hairspray. It does not give you that sticky feel whatsoever. It's not, it's like it instantly dries on your hair, but it doesn't dry out your hair. If anything, well, it's because the Rejuvenique is infused in it. It actually is repairing your hair and conditioning it while keeping your style in place, which no other hairspray on the market does. Okay, so the dry texturizing spray, amazing. I just saw Amy's. I love it. Yeah, me too. It is amazing. This is like magic for someone who, it literally gives you the look of having extensions in your hair for volume. Like if you're someone who has like fine hair and you don't want like length at it, you just want volume, I would say like, well, you just get extensions the same length, or save thousands of dollars and get this dry spray, because it literally does the same thing. It is like plumping up your hair, adding so much volume. You spray it in when your hair is dry and already styled. This is like the last product I use, but it pretty much like, I mean, as full as you want your hair, or as messy or tousled as you want your hair, or as full and polished, you can get that result from this spray. Like if you like, yeah, you can pretty much do anything. It's just adding diameter to your hair. It gives you that kind of like bedhead look too, if that's what you are going for. But like I said, you can make it polished if you put that in, make it like full, but then kind of smooth out the top layer. Okay, so now the Studio One Flexible Hold Gel. Love this. I was telling Lindsay earlier, hair gels have such a bad rep. People like never use them. This is such a great product though, because this is going to give you like that firm hold without it being like crunchy. So if you like a sleek, I use this on all my clients that want like a sleek top knot, or like they want the like a tighter hold ponytail. If you play sports a lot, and this is actually a product I sell to a lot of teenagers who are in high school or college and play sports, because a lot of times like them or their parents are asking like, what do you recommend? They play a lot of sports, they're in the sun, da, da, da. In addition to the UV spray and like a good clarifying shampoo, I love the Hold Gel as a styling product, because I think if you don't recommend this, they're not even going to think about it. They're going to end up using something else, and it's going to have the opposite effect of like all the good like healthy improvement that they've had from their shampoo and conditioner. Does that make sense? So like if you like a strong hold, this is what you need, but you're not going to get the damage from it that you would get if you were using what I used back in the day. Aquanet. Gross. Okay, so Studio One Glossy Shine Mist in love. I use this on my hair today. It looks super shiny. And I was telling Lindsay, as a bridal specialist, I take a lot of photos of bridal hair. And for the longest time, I would only post pictures of the blondes. And it almost looked like weird, like I was discriminating against brunettes, because it was nothing but blonde photos. And it was because they photograph way better, because you can see the like dimension in the color and the detail in the color. And a bridal expert told me that if you get a good shine spray, that is what's going to make all your brunettes pop in photos, because you can't see detail in the hair, but if there's shine on the hair, you can see everything. So incredible for anyone who's blonde or brunette, but anyone who's going to really be in photos. So like if you have anyone going, like attending a wedding or going to be in a wedding, or they're in a sorority, or they just go out a lot in their social, this is something that they need. If you look at their Instagram feed and you know, like, okay, this girl like loves the camera, like me, sister needs some glossy shine mist, because it will just make her hair look so bomb all the time. Okay, now we're almost done, guys. I literally am almost done. Don't worry. I have like literally 3 more products. Okay, so Studio One heat protectant spray. It's amazing. That's what it does. It protects you up to 450 degrees. You can use this on wet or dry hair. It's great. I love it. Definitely you want to use that anytime you put heat on your hair, if you don't use blowout cream, because blowout cream is the only other product that adds heat protection. If you don't use that, you have to do this. I'm telling you, especially if you color your hair. Because anytime you put a hot iron on colored hair, it is fading that hair color unless you have a heat protectant spray on there. Okay. Then there's the Moxie Magnifying Mousse. This is great for anyone who loves to air dry their hair, but have like more of a hold, not like a soft air dry. Oh yeah, you use the mousse a lot. I just like went blank. Oh my God. I can't, literally, I'm staring at your photo. Mary, oh my God, sorry. I'm so sorry. I like have known Mary for so long too. And I'm like, what? Mary has like the perfect hair type for the mousse. Anyone with like a natural wave to their hair, it just gives it a lot of volume and like fullness, and hold. It like helps hold the curl without making it too like heavy and soft like the curl cream does, which is still great. But if you want like that volume and that big kind of like big curl, the mousse is what you need. Okay, then volume and lift spray. I feel like we've talked about that 100 times. Basically, yeah, adding volume as far as height and like all over, just fullness. That's going to give you fullness everywhere. So you could put that on your whole head. You don't need to just put it on the root like you would the root lifting spray. Oh my gosh, did we cover it all? Did I talk about the curl? Okay, yeah, I like totally skipped a whole like row here. So the last 2 things that I missed were the air dry cream and the curl defining cream. So curl defining cream, since we're on the topic of curls, this is great for someone who wants to enhance their already curly hair. You cannot achieve curls if you don't naturally have curly hair by using this. But if you have curls and you really want like a soft hold, you don't need like a ton of like control really. This is great for you. I love mixing this with the taffy as well. So anyone with curly hair, also anyone like ethnic style texture, this is what I would recommend, because it has more conditioning properties than the mousse does. And they need more conditioner if their hair is drier, essentially. And then last but not least, and then y'all can stop hearing me talk, I'm so sorry, is the air dry cream. This is one size fits all. This is great for everybody. Love this for kids. Any kids with long hair who, I mean, I swear I hear from all my clients all the time. They're like, oh my God, what can I do to my daughter? Like, she does not want me to touch her hair. Like, I want her hair to look good, and like, she won't let me do anything. This is the perfect thing. So air dry cream is going to give you smoothness, control, It's going to make your hair look more polished and just be more manageable all around. Literally, just like you say. Oh, okay. I'm almost done. I love you. I'll see you soon. Perfect timing. Yeah, this is okay. Yes, come here. Okay, so this is gonna just give you perfect this is Jack. Smooth hair regardless of what you're doing. So a trick with this is put a little bit on, focus it mids to ends. Okay, Jack, I'm gonna need you to go in the other room. I'm almost done. I love you. I'll see you soon. Mids to ends, whatever's left on your hands, you can put it on your roots. But a trick is like literally, there's videos on this, just twist your hair around. And I do this basically like my whole head, like 6 sections like this. And whenever you do this, like when your hair is wet and that product is on, just let it air dry the rest of the way out for maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes. And then whenever you like let that go and you run your fingers through your hair, it is going to look like it's almost curled, but like a natural curl. But you're not going to do that with the curl cream. This is the air dry cream that you're going to want if you have naturally straight hair. And actually, I think it was Chelsea Washington, who I think is on here. She did a video a while ago doing that, and it was amazing before and after. So that's it, you guys. I'm so sorry that took forever, but please unmute yourself and feel free to ask me any questions that you may have, if you have any.
Don't feel sorry either. That was so incredible. Thank you so much for going through everything and for staying longer than anticipated. But yeah, everyone use the chat or unmute yourself.
I was laughing because Lindsay and I talked earlier and I was like, so what do you think? Like 20 minutes? Like
that's what you said, 20 minutes. And I literally
been like an hour and a half. Everyone's like falling asleep.
I know. I walked in here being like, hey, Mollie thinks this is going to be 20 minutes, but it's not.
Oh, I don't know. I don't care. I just feel bad keeping y'all, but please like, let me know if you have any questions or if you have like if you got a complicated order. If you like know that, maybe no one knows what I'm talking about, but like jokes, just like, and her name is Bon Quigley. She's really funny. But anyways, if you have a complicated customer order with like a bizarre hair type and they need like something very unique and you just don't know what to recommend, you can always DM me on Instagram. I check my Instagram DMs way more than I check my Facebook messages, but on my team or not, I could care less. I love helping everybody with product recommendations.
All right, guys, thank you so much for staying and listening. If you guys need to catch a replay, we will get it to you. And thank you, Mollie. That was amazing and so helpful. I learned so much. Like, oh my gosh, thank you.
Oh, okay, you're welcome. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.